Hello everyone, my name is Lauren Yap, and for my informative speech, I will be talking about the importance of sunscreen and why we should be using it every single day. So a little fun fact, the skin is actually the largest organ of the body, and it does its job every day of protecting us, and we should be doing the same in protecting our skin. And one way to do that is by wearing sunscreen. So if we are outdoors, if we are indoors, we should be wearing sunscreen to protect us from UV rays, skin cancers, and it does keep our skin happy and healthy. So talking about UV rays, there are two types of rays that sunscreen will protect against. It is UVA rays and UVB rays, and Fritz from Keck Medicine of USC does go on to describe the differences between the two. So UVA rays is associated with aging of skin cells. So you'll see that in wrinkling and sunspots. UVB rays is associated with directly damaging the DNA of the skin cells, which can lead to skin cancer. Another thing that UV radiation can do is actually damage the immune system of the skin. The Cleveland Clinic explains that UV radiation can actually damage a fiber in our skin called elastin, and when that fiber is damaged, our skin can become wrinkly, it can become saggy, it can bruise more easily and heal at a slower rate. The Cleveland Clinic also states that UV radiation is the #1 cause of skin cancer, so it is important that we stay proactive in protecting our skin against the harmful radiation. Another thing to consider is when to wear sunscreen. So when you're outdoors, you should be wearing sunscreen because that is when you have the most direct exposure to those radiations. The American Cancer Society notes that if you are near a beach, water, or snow, you are actually exposed to more radiation because sunlight can reflect off of those elements. And it is also important to remember that even on cloudy days, you should be wearing sunscreen because UV rays can penetrate through the clouds. The time of day you are outside, and also how long you are outside is another thing to think about. The American Cancer Society also explains that between the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., the UV radiation is at its strongest. So you want to make sure you are wearing sunscreen or at least covering up, finding shade, or even being indoors to protect yourself from that radiation. Another time to be wearing sunscreen is actually indoors because UV rays can penetrate through windows. So I did mention Anne Fritz earlier from USC. She goes on to explain that while car windows, glass, regular windows are designed to protect against UVB rays, it doesn't offer the same protection as UVA rays, so you can still be susceptible to UV radiation and UV damage even though you are inside, which is why it's important to wear sunscreen even when you're indoors. When you are choosing a sunscreen, it is important to look at the details of the sunscreen. One thing to consider is the SPF of the sunscreen. It is preferred that the SPF be 30 or higher. The sunscreen I have here, although it might be difficult to see, is an SPF of 100. Another thing, sunscreens also have other qualities. So this one is broad spectrum, which means that this sunscreen will protect against UVA and UVB radiation. Another thing that's nice about this sunscreen is that it is water resistant, and that is a great quality to have. So if you're in the water, or even if you're sweating, the sunscreen can stay on your skin longer if it is water resistant, and it will protect you for a longer period of time. Knowing your skin type and your skin tone is also important. If you have a dry skin tone, a dry skin type, then you might want to pick a sunscreen that is more cream-based so that your skin still stays hydrated throughout the day. If you have an oily skin type, you might want to pick a sunscreen that is either water or gel-based formula. So this one right here is I believe it is a water-based formula. This one is also for the face. This one is for the body. And this sunscreen is SPF 50, and it goes great with my skin, so that is why I use this one. Another thing to consider is your skin tone. So if you have a darker complexion, then you might have a more difficult time finding a sunscreen because of white cast. Jessica Magali and Alyssa Rustic from Prevention.com explain that chemical sunscreens might be more beneficial for those with a darker complexion because they will apply clearer and you can avoid that white cast, where it might not be a problem if you have a lighter or fairer complexion. So it is important to be incorporating sunscreen into your daily routine. Although we cannot see UV rays and the damage that they cause until it is too late, we can take preventative measures from letting it affect us in the future. Remember, taking care of your skin now is an investment for your future self. So please wear sunscreen and protect your skin. Thank you.